back to Out of the Rough. I'm Fred Arnold. I'm joined by two cancer survivors, Kirsten Trimble, three-time cancer survivor. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And Brandon Arndt. Now,
Yes,
you're both boyfriend-girlfriend, right?
Yes,
Yes.
we are.
But you didn't meet each other necessarily when you were diagnosed. And Kirsten, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
You were diagnosed as a senior in November of your senior year. Tell us just briefly about that first diagnosis.
It came out of nowhere. I was a completely healthy 17-year-old girl, and all of a sudden I had a minor speech seizure, and they rushed me to Northridge.
Yeah. And you immediately got
Diagnosed.
oral therapy, right, through a pill, and they thought you were cured.
Yes.
Okay, and then 2 years later?
2 years later, it had grown back, so they had to do another surgery.
And this one, it was first one was stage 2?
Yes.
And they judge them on the different stages?
Yes.
And the next one was stage 3, right?
Yes.
And you had a brain surgery at that point? Wow.
I had brain surgery the first time and then the second time.
Okay. And then did you think you were cured then?
Yes. I
Wow.
was positive of it.
Right. And you felt great?
I did.
And then it came back 1/3 time.
1/3 time is a grade 4 glioblastoma. So
Right,
that's
right.
kind of a death sentence.
Wow. Where are you now?
I just celebrated my 2-year cancerversary
Well, cancerversary from the third
Cancerversary.
diagnosis.
from my 3rd diagnosis.
Wow. Wow. Well, welcome to the show. We're happy to have you, and we're going to talk about the inspiration behind what you want to do to help others. Brandon.
Yes, sir.
You were a senior in high school, getting excited
about
to
to go.
decide what football program you were going to go to.
I was.
And what happened?
And basically, winter break of my senior year, I was having massive headaches to the point where my 5th period class, I had to cover up all the light. And at that point, I knew something was up to where I go to the Kaiser here in Santa Clarita, and they basically told me I have, a sinus headache. So this guy at doctor's was banging my forehead, just, okay, go home, waft a boiling pot of water. That's
And
it.
you were a football player, so
I
it would be
was.
completely unreasonable. You'd probably had
Yeah,
some...
but they never could tell you what caused it.
Right.
Even to this day.
Right, but having headaches as a
Yeah,
young
like it
football
could just
player-
be from going head to head with
Yeah.
other guys, but whatever. But then so at that point when he said that and that didn't work, I go back the next morning, and then he says, "Oh, it must be migraines." So they prescribed this hardcore migraine medicine, which the max you're allowed to take in 24 hours is going to be 3. I popped 3 the next morning in a matter of an hour, and it didn't phase it at all.
Wow.
That's when
you found out.
That's when my mom yanked me out of school, and we went down to Kaiser, Panorama City, and our emergency center, got a CAT scan, laying there on the table. I can see different professionals out of the corner of my eye looking at my scan.
Yeah,
And at that point, he walks in and says, "Hey, you have a baseball-sized brain tumor within your skull."
Wow.
So-
And then you had surgery, obviously, because you can see the
I did
scar
have
now.
surgery,
You
yep.
have some history of it.
Yep.
How did you all meet?
Kind of a roundabout way. My mom had her laptop downstairs on our island in the kitchen, and she's scrolling down this log, and I'm kind of like right behind her, kind of reading as she scrolls. And then it said, "If interested in helping me start a young adult cancer survivor support group, please contact me." And then she had Kirsten Trimble at gmail.com. Right. And so after I contacted that, we kind of went back and forth a couple times and emails, and then finally, I was working a lot of hours at the time and stuff like that. Well, she invited me to her 24th birthday party, and I showed up to the door with, a dozen long stem roses.
Smart man. Very good.
The rest is history.
That's great. So you're supporting each other, and I want to talk about this young, peer-led cancer support group that you are getting momentum for. It's with the Michael Hoffman Foundation.
Yes, it
and
is.
What is your goal?
Well, I finally went back to church, and I sat there, and my pastor came next to me and said, "I could give you a million reasons why you have cancer, and they all wouldn't be true. They'd be lies." And he said, "But what I can tell you is to ask yourself not why, but what now." And so at that point, I was determined to start a young adult support group, because there, like Brandon said earlier, there's not really anything out there for the ages of 18 to 29 or 30, So that's where
And this
I got
community
into
does care. So if we can get the word
they
out,
do.
Absolutely.
they will come out. And
yes.
there are a lot of cancer survivors right
Absolutely.
now in that age group. Why are you excited to be a part of this?
For me, it's more something I see as I can give back, because so many people were giving in my battle. I was went from surgery having to teach myself how to walk again to being told, hey, you can never play football ever again. So at that point, my parents were sleeping at the hospital to, I couldn't walk myself to the bathroom. My brother's girlfriend would have to walk me to the bathroom door, and I'd have to go to the restroom. To people just come bringing food back and forth, to getting me cell phones. I know COC at the time got me a brand new LG chocolate, I think. And I saw all that as pretty incredible. Like these people that don't even know me are willing to just give me all this, stuff, really. And this is my way of kind of, I want to help other people.
Right. And that's what giving people do. Yeah. That's what giving people do. One bit of inspiration before we finish. What would be one piece of advice? Someone was diagnosed with really a challenge such as this. You've been through it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to say, but I'm certain you would.
Yeah. People ask me every day, how do you get up and function in the morning? You've had brain cancer 3 times. And my answer to them is, how can I not? How do I not get up and function every day?
It beats the alternative.
It beats the alternative of laying in bed.
Right.
And feeling sorry for yourself. And certainly would have a lot to, wouldn't you? We all complain about so many things that are really irrelevant when you're struck by that. Brandon, your piece of advice
is the battle with cancer is not impossible.
Yeah.
And you see that through, us two here. There's multiples out in the valley. There's multiples out in this entire country. So most people, I have cancer, I'm going to die. Well, that's your first thought, but once you get out of, brain surgery period, you kind of, okay, well, what do I do now?
Different perspective in life. Kirsten, those that want to reach out and be a part of this and help, or reach out and talk to you, maybe go for a cup of coffee and just meet with you and get a perspective. How can they reach out and get that information?
My phone number is 661-857-0.
857?
2224.
The boyfriend will know that.
Right?
And for all the guys out there that are listening to this, she does have a boyfriend, okay? So it's very good, very good.
Thank you.
And is there a website set up or Michael Hoffman Foundation also?
We do have a Facebook page. It's Michael Hoffman Foundation Young Adult Support Group.
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in and sharing your story and being an inspiration to so many, because there's so many lives that you can affect now that you've gotten through that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this segment of Out of the Rough. If you'd like to watch us online, go to scvtv.com or fredarnold.com. If you have a suggestion for me on who we can have as a great guest, please email me, fred@fredarnold.com. I hope this information inspires you and helps get you out of the rough. Until we talk again, make it a great day.